Welcome to our second episode of the AI Organization. I'm your host, Cyrus A. Parsa. We begin with 5G. What is really the purpose of it? Is it for human beings? Is it for machines or artificial intelligence or interconnection of all these? Well, first of all, let me explain to everybody. 5G is not meant for human beings. It is meant for machines. What do I mean by machines? Well, robots, robotics, drones, microbots, bioengineering, cybernetics, their entire gamut of things. In the past, people were used to 2G, then 3G. Now 4G came along. It's pretty quick. Do you really need the 5G network? And in such a small sphere, you don't. But there are some positive to 5G, and that can help people in a global way. And what is that? It's health benefits. So let's say somebody out in the desert somewhere got injured and they need to have an emergency operation. If there's a robot on site, a doctor can operate by the 5G network from maybe 1,000 miles away, and that soldier or somebody could be repaired very, very fast. However, 5G comes with a lot of risks. So the first risk is health issues. So these phones that we have, the frequencies that are going into our bodies all day long. In our first episode, I explained how it actually programs your neural networks to actually be addicted to these smartphones. And it actually changed the chemistry in your brain. Even the neurons that fire in your brain, everything will change. So with 5G, it's supposed to be 10 times, 20 times, some people say even 100 times faster. That's not needed for human beings. It's really needed for machines. So imagine a world where Amazon or a military dispatches drones throughout the entire world, even flying cars in the future. That's what 5G and the subsequent 6G can do. It's not just for that. It's for mobilizing robots, humanoid robots, animal robots. So there is a company called Festo. They make all kinds of different animals. So birds, bionic bats, butterflies. So they're basically re-engineering the wild. And they're creating all these different kind of robotics. And this will be dispatched on the 5G network. Also microbots. So I coined a term called microbot terrorism. In the previous episodes, I've talked about the WIS Institute. And the WIS Institute, it's a company out of Boston. They work on robo-bees. These robo-bees are meant for pollination. So imagine a world with all these little tiny robo-bees or insect robots are flying everywhere. Draper is another company as well. Draper works on cybernetic insects, cybernetic dragonflies. They've embedded little devices inside their spinal cords with a battery pack. They can manipulate the flight. So China, as I disclosed in my first book and second book, and our reports I did in the past to the Secret Service, they're weaponizing this technology. What do I mean by that? So China has a long history, 5,000-year history. They're good at poison delivery systems. What they can do is put poison on these robo-bees or cybernetic enhanced insects, and it can be dispatched with facial recognition on them to even carry out a target. 5G makes your military even more powerful. So there's a company called McVeigh Face++. It's a Chinese company. It was initially a facial recognition company and became an AI company. Afterwards, they bought Arisbot, which is actually named after the Greek god of war. So what this facial recognition company did is extract people's biometrics, made it into AI, and now they're making robotics. So in China, along with Huawei and different kind of companies, they're going to have robots, and even Europe. So if you have the One Belt One Road, imagine the entire world where robots are everywhere, machines, drones, and the whole bit, and these are even microbots. So China has an Orwellian state. Imagine if they're controlling our big techs. What would happen to our world? What would happen to humanity? So again, 5G is not for human beings. It is for machines. If you've seen the movie The Terminator, those things can come to life. Boston Dynamics is a company out of Boston, and they build robots. They have dog robots, they have humanoid robots, and different type of robotics are developing. Out of MIT, they have little cheetah robots, and they can do swarm techniques, which is those cheetahs can actually swarm a target 8 at a time. So imagine these drones, what they can do to people. So who's going to be in control of these drones? People, governments, corporations. So I've created this channel because I wrote a few books, and I researched over 1,000 AI, robotics, and biometric companies. I'm trying to get the word out. It got into the White House and different places, and I warned different avenues of the dangers the world faces, but I haven't got an avenue from mainstream media. So I've created this channel to actually warn people of the dangers of artificial intelligence, robotics, and 5G, which are numerous. So again, let me repeat one more time. 5G is not for human beings. It's for machines, robotics, and IoTs. So imagine a world when you walk out somewhere and boom, it notices your face, the facial recognition, the all-seeing eye. Orders you a taxi. That makes you happy, right? You walk into a mall. Okay, Mr. or Mrs., this is what you would like. Let me give you this. This is what they bill it as. Everyone bills 5G as a good thing. But look at humanity. We've had conflicts for thousands of years. We can't even control ourselves now with the left and the right fighting each other all the time. So imagine when there's this network of corporations controlling these machines and drones. And these corporations are run by just a few people, and they have all these employees that are beholden to their paychecks. Can they really make sure that bad things don't happen if they happen right now? Imagine. So can we give Amazon the control of these? Can we give Microsoft? Can we give Google, who has a huge interface? It's not looking that good. But fortunately, the U.S. administration is creating a lot of positive initiatives to counteract this. And the way 5G needs to be deployed, in my opinion, based on my research, the 1,000+ companies that I've researched, it should not be near the vicinity of your families and residential. It's really meant for mobilizing machines and having defense capabilities against attacks. So it needs to be done in this way. And unfortunately, a lot of our CIA intel guys and the FBI guys and the Homeland Security gentlemen and a lot of people in the government, they're people too, okay? They have families, they work hard, but they get social engineered as well. You have all these tech guys who are really interested in their tech, and they want to develop things, they want to explore, they want to have a good time and do good things with their lives. But usually technology is ahead of our ethics and where we need to be. So what happens is, through the excitement, they social engineer the emotions of the people who make these decisions. And money is involved. People want to make money, right? So we went to China, we lost. How much did we lose in America? How many factories? How many people's lives when Bill Clinton approved the WTO in the year 2000? Think about that. And then I was there when it happened. Right away I was thinking, this is the end. In 20 years, China's going to take over everything. They're going to stop manipulating the currency, steal our stuff, and they start doing that exactly that way. So now, the biggest threat to the world is really China, and this administration is facing that head on. And I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes and writing a lot of articles and these books, and it's gotten to the White House, it's gotten to a lot of intel communities, and they realize the dangers. And the Europeans really need to realize it as well. So I just had an interview with a gentleman who represents some people in Israel. So anyway, this is our second episode. I promised to talk about 5G and also cybernetics. So how does it relate to cybernetics? Well, Neuralink wants to implant things in your head, and so you can connect with the network and you don't have smartphones inside you. So I spoke about biodigital social programming, and the replicating software. That the human neural network process is kind of similar to these machines. So if you believe in a faith, you look at all the ancient religions, from Zoroastrianism to Buddhism to Judaism to Christianity, to all those different kind of things around the world. They all talk about how the human body and the human brain was made in the image of a higher power of God. So what Elon Musk and all these people want to do is create an artificial general intelligence. So they realize the power of the human brain. But why isn't it we don't tap in this power? Well, think about it. It'd be Star Wars. We all have these emotions, and we fight, or we have jealousy or pride. And can you imagine if a human being had that power? That's one risk assessment. The other thing is, Elon believes that merging with AI is our only hope for survival. Think about that. So he doesn't understand that when he merges with AI, artificial intelligence would actually replicate in his neural networks and in his cells, and it would eventually replace him. He would no longer be Elon Musk. He would think, oh, now I'm artificial intelligence, but he's gone. So if you believe in a soul, your soul's gone. Most scientists don't believe in a soul. Maybe they're agnostic, or maybe they're open to it. They believe in a digital self or a conscious self, the ones who are agnostic. So that can be replaced by artificial intelligence. If you're a complete atheist, you just think this is all hogwash. So you don't believe things until it's proven to you. But if that's the case, we shouldn't make these moves unless we verify everything. This is coming to we're coming to an avenue that we can endanger the human race. So that's why I wrote the second book, Artificial Intelligence, Dangers to Humanity. It covers about 50 companies out of 1,000 companies or so that I investigated with my network of people from China, Europe, and in America. So I hope you enjoyed this second episode, and I was a bit serious, but I hope everyone realizes the danger of artificial intelligence. And a lot of these scientists, these AI scientists, they go to school or they don't, and they're really excited about it. But not many people are talking about the dangers and the geopolitical climate we have. So the next episode, we're going to get into that, and Google as well. So I thank you for joining the AI organization. Until next time, this is Cyrus A. Parsa. Thank you.